Hello, bike jockeys, and welcome to another video from the Action Mammal. We've got another treat for you today, and we will be doing a circuit around the Penedes wine region. These days, it's best known for Cavas, white wines, and a few reds. And a lot of people will travel there for that reason, for wine tasting, about 60 kilometers to the west of Barcelona. But also fascinating historically. Back in medieval times, this really was the front line between Moorish Spain and the Catalan counties to the north. So a lot of medieval monuments, castles, churches, and a bit of modernist thrown in as well. And some beautiful countryside, endless vineyards, olive groves, a lot to see there. So we're starting here on the coast in Comaruga, and we'll be heading up through up the Massis de Bonastre. So a bit of climbing here, not too strenuous, and then heading for our first monument, which is round about here, which is the Santuari de Déu de Montserrat, which is kind of like a little mini Sagrada Familia. It's very much in that same style, and really beautiful monument there we'll be stopping at. And then on to the Cistercian monastery at Santes Creus, which dates from about the 11th century and is, in fact, the burial place of kings of Aragon. They liked it so much, they decided to be buried there. And after that, we've got about 11-kilometer climb. This is the main climb of the day. It's long, not super steep, so shouldn't be too difficult, but it is a little bit relentless. It will take us up to this plateau. Again, some really nice views and scenery up here as we go through a couple of villages and then descend down to San Martí Sarroca, which is where our next monument is. We've got a castle and a church there, again, dating back to about the 11th and 12th century, overlooking a gorge, also well worth a visit. Then we'll be heading through the Torres vineyards here, and that's one of the big wine producers of Spain. They produce a lot of fantastic white wines, which are well worth trying. Always nice to see where they come from. And then heading south to our final monument, which is the Castel de Castellet, which overlooks a lake here, the Panta de Foix. And again, 11th century castle, very historically significant and strategically significant at the time I mentioned before. And then following the River Foix down through the park here to Cubelles. And you can finish the ride here if you're catching a train back to Barcelona, or complete the loop and come back to Comaruga and finish on the sea there. Catch the train from there, or there is plenty of accommodation in that area if you want to stay the night. So really, with this route, you can't go wrong. So without further ado, let's come to the video. So we're starting at the station of San Vicente de Calders, which is an easy hop from Barcelona. And a lot of country lanes today, as you can see. Lots of nice stone walls. And vineyards, no shortage of them. So we cross over the railway line here and come into Roda de Berra, which will just go straight through. And back under the railway here, are some beautiful viaducts in this area. And we climb up here into the Bonastre Hills. As you can see, it's a lovely day for it. Late October, sunny and mild. And we just come past the village of Bonastre. and a bit more climbing here. As well as vineyards, you can see there's a lot of olive groves up here. They're a big producer. So we take a left here, like I didn't on my first attempt, because I believe I am directionally dyslexic, if such a thing exists. If there's a right way to go, I generally go 180 in the other direction. I put 2 tracks in the description. One, the route I planned, and the other one, my actual route with all my wrong turns and tooling around. And I managed to add on probably about another 10 kilometres. We come to our first site of the day, which is the Santuari de Déu de Montserrat, which is commissioned by a local family and designed by Josep Maria Jujol. I would say strongly influenced by Gaudi's Sagrada Familia, and you will notice a similarity in style. Isn't this a beauty? Real hidden gem. I'm no expert, but I guess you'd describe this as modernist neo-Gothic. Whatever, I could just look at it all day. It's stunning. You'd have to check the opening times, but you can go in and have a look around if you turn up at the right time. Not sure if you have to organise that in advance, but you can get some water here as well, so let's fill up. And we'll pop over the road and have a little look around the village of Montferri. This is Cava country, and around the back you can actually hear them bottling it up. And now we're going to follow the River Gaia towards Santes Creus via Vila Rodona. It's quite easy to miss this turn, but this will take us on to a gravel section, which is not too bad. It's pretty rideable on a road bike. I've got 28mm tyres and I did just fine. Catalonia, you do see a mix of this kind of light brown soil and this kind of red soil. I'm no geologist, so I couldn't say exactly what you call them, but I have a theory about the Catalan flag, that it's the colour of the earth and the soil that gives it those yellow and red stripes, although I know there's another origin story to that, so I could be completely wrong. So we're going through Villa Rodona. There's a nice church here and a nice little plaza. I'm sure you could find a bar or a restaurant or two if you wanted to stop here. But we're going to crack on, and we go past the Castel d'Or winery on the way out. Yeah, big Cava producer. Not a big fan of Cava myself, but whatever floats your boat. And here comes our next gem. This is the 12th century monastery of Santes Creus, which is also the burial place of Peter III of Aragon and his son James. It's a nice place to be buried. And again, what an absolute stunner. Sure, you could get a guided tour around here. On these cycling rides, not always amenable to having a poke around inside, so we won't be doing it on this occasion, but it's absolutely fantastic to have a look at from the outside as well, as you can see. And let's be on our way. There are a few bars and restaurants around if you wanted to stop here, and they do sometimes have a market for local produce here. That would probably be on Sundays, but don't quote me on that. And here comes the main climb of the day, the Col de la Torreta. It's fairly long, but kind of uneven gradient, flattens out in places, but it is a little bit of a grind. Check out these two on the right, we're going to see them again. Here they are. They're on these really, really cool, I don't know what you call them really, these kind of recumbent electric four-wheelers. I guess they're doing a little tour around. So they've got all their gubbins on these boxes on the back. And yeah, really, really cool. I don't know if they're sort of bespoke or handmade, but you know, drop a comment if you could tell me any more about them. So I could keep up with them on the flat, but as soon as we started climbing, they dropped me like a stone. Although I tried to keep up, but it wasn't happening, as you can probably hear from my gasping. And here we are coming over the top. Descend for a bit now, and then we're kind of going along a plateau here up in the hills, about 700 metres above sea level at this point. Straight on over this crossroads, and we're heading for Pontons. And we've got some lovely scenery up here, a lot of farmland. And there's those recumbents again. It's the last time I saw them. And into the village of Pontons. There's a few points of interest here. Just coming up on the left, we've got this kind of funky sort of modernist chapel. Around the back of the village there's this road you can climb up and go and see the chapel up on the hill. I didn't actually go up on this occasion, but I think should be this road dead ahead. But we'll crack on now, and we've got a long descent back out of the hills here. This will lead us down into the town of Torres de Foix, which is a good place to pick up supplies. There's cafes and a couple of shops. We're cracking on here to our next gem, which is the castle at San Martí Sarroca. This is an 11th century castle and is accompanied by the 12th century church of Santa Maria. Now this is built on the side of a gorge, which we can see here, and it all is pretty gorge. This comes back to what I was saying in the introduction about how much of a militarised area this was about 1,000 years ago. Really the front line between the Moorish Empire and the Catalan counties. But they preserved it really well, and just absolutely stunning monument here, and some great views as well. But on we go, some more of these country lanes, which are known as camis here, which I absolutely love. And we're just going to be going through the Torres vineyards here. and they produce some fantastic white wines. I recommend very highly, although I'm not sponsored by them, the Viña Esmeralda, which will set you back about €8 or €9 a bottle, but worth every cent because it is absolute nectar. These camis are a little bit lumpy and bumpy, but I find I get on with these a lot better than country lanes back in England, which can be a lot stonier and rougher. These lanes are very handy as well for shortcuts across the country. You can largely stay off the main roads if you work at it. There's a nice church here as well, which we can turn around and have a quick look at. I'm afraid to tell you I can't remember the name of the village that's in. I can tell you though it is somewhere on the route. And looming up ahead of us is our next point of interest, the Castel de Castellet. And I did discover something really, really cool on the left here, so check this out. Still under construction here, as you can see. Okay, so on this day I didn't actually ride up to the castle as time was pressing a little bit and the sun was sinking, as you can probably see, but yeah, this is the castle, getting a closer look at it, and a really spectacular monument. You have to check the opening times if you want to have a look round, but if you're on your bike that may not really be practical, so this is what we're looking at here. And again, someone on Google Maps thankfully has made a little video here to save me doing it. But yeah, there it is, and as we pan around you can see we're overlooking the lake here, which has been created by a dam from the River Foix. So that's it. If you get time on this ride, go and have a look. So, as I said before in the introduction, the origins of this castle lie in the 10th century and highly strategic, and dates back really to the zenith of Moorish Spain, where this part of the country was really the front line. Now we're on the home straight. We'll follow the River Foix all the way back to Cubelles, where it flows into the sea, and this is one of my favourite stretches of road in the area. through the park here. We go along the lake, past the dam here, and it's just beautiful. Pay attention here, because this turn's really easy to miss, as I have on multiple occasions. But this takes us through some more country lanes, and it's a nice little shortcut through to Penedes. And here's Penedes. As I said, you can finish here if you're catching the train. Jump on the train back to Barcelona. Or you can run down this cycle path and a little bit further up, take a right, cross the river. And it's pretty much dead straight all the way back to Comaruga. And there we are, just crossing over the River Bisbal into San Salvador. And always nice to finish by the sea, which we'll do here. So here we go. Well, thanks for your company. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. We'll see you out on the road.